Bullet Club.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time with us. This is Leanne Presents. I'm Leanne, your host for this video, and I'm joined by Alan and a special guest,
Meow.
Regs, right in the middle of the table. Yeah, he wants to see you. Aw, big
you're
yawn.
tired. No?
As you've seen from the title card, we're here with our reactions to AEW's most recent pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, which took place on the 26th of May, I think.
It's 27th, yes, it is.
Yeah,
You're right, yeah.
27th. There we go.
I'm losing track of dates as well. All the bank holidays in Britain in May trips me out.
Yeah,
I lose track very quick because of that.
It's tricky.
Oh, hello. Oh, no.
So we're watching this the Monday, the day after, the 27th of May, because it's bank holiday, so it's the earliest opportunity we've got. But it's not too bad.
I have to hold my glass for a sec.
Yeah, because Frank's is now flopped on the table.
He's in a little playful mood and he likes to go for my hand, which is quite annoying, actually.
So to preface this, as always with our reactions videos, this is spoiler heavy. So if you're planning to watch Double or Nothing, we'd recommend watching that first. Otherwise, stay with us. If you want to see our predictions for this show, we'll put a link on the screen somewhere to take you there. Because we've done predictions and we'll comment on them in our reactions.
We did update the predictions after Collision aired. It was a couple of hours before the pay-per-view. I guess actually say pay-per-view. So there was 2 new matches added besides our predictions. So there was, which we'll get into. They're both on the buy-in show. So
yes,
which are free on YouTube, Facebook, I think Twitch and Twitter and whatever else they're putting on. I have no idea where else, to be honest.
It's free.
We watch it on YouTube. So yeah.
So this took place in the MGM Arena in Las Vegas, which is their usual place for Double or Nothing.
Yes.
And we start with the buy-in. So like you just mentioned, there were 2 matches on the buy-in. And we started with Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purazzo. Purazzo.
In terms of our prediction, just because we haven't done this in the video yet, Leanne predicted Thunder Rosa to win. I predicted Deonna Purazzo to win.
Yes. So there's not a huge amount to go through on this match particularly. It was quite quick. But a really fun way to start the show off.
Yeah,
Quite a good choice for a warm-up match.
Yeah. I mean, it's the first match of the night.
Yes.
You don't expect the crowd to be quite hot, but the crowd were quite into it.
Oh, yeah.
And there was even a women's wrestling chant because it was such a good match.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
This is what women's wrestling should be.
Yeah.
It's not really gimmicky. It's just straight wrestling.
Straight wrestling, yeah.
So very much enjoyed this one. Anything else you want to say about it in particular?
No, not really. I've got, well, the one things at the end, but, you know, I can't really say anything about it. Like, I think both women showed a strong show. There was quite a funny bit where they were sort of headbutting each other. They were sort of both on the mat, and they both kind of went forehead to forehead, and they were like, ha, at each other. And then you come back, and just Deonna Purazzo's got this massive white patch on her forehead, and I was like,
from
fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's quite a funny visual.
It was good.
Yeah.
So Thunder Rosa had Deonna Purazzo in some sort of submission move and tried to kick off the ropes to get it more cinched
I think it was like a crossface or some sort of face lock. I couldn't remember. It happened so quick, I don't actually remember what it was.
So he tried to push off the ropes to get the move in deeper.
Yeah.
But
it was more to stop Deonna from grabbing the ropes to break it.
Purazzo managed to kind of maneuver that into a pinning predicament.
Yeah.
But also grabbed the ropes to cinch it in deeper.
Grabbed that bottom rope behind the referee so you couldn't see it.
Ref counts 1, 2, 3. So Deonna Purazzo wins.
So I've got cheeky but fitting.
Yes.
So that was it was a good way to sort of counter wrestle Thunder Rosa, which is good because obviously, I mean, Deonna Purazzo, I'm not really big on the character, but she's definitely got in-ring ability.
Yes, for sure.
I kind of the same with Thunder Rosa. I think she's come back. I've not really connected as much with her as I have in the past with that. But having Deonna sort of counter wrestle almost and kind of roll one sort of 50% extra of the way through what Thunder Rosa was trying to do to bounce her into that pinning predicament. And then to be like, there's ropes there, refs over there. Let me just grab these ropes over here. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
It's crazy good ring awareness.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. But it's really fitting because obviously she's leaning in now into that heel aspect, even though she was a face when she came into the company. You know? I thought that was really good. But I thought it was a really fantastic opener. The fact that the women's wrestling chant going in the first match of the night was insane. I loved that. I thought it was fantastic.
For sure. Good stuff. And what a great start to the show.
Yeah, and in terms of predictions, it's a great start for me and not such a great start for you.
I honestly didn't have anything in my head to base this prediction off. It was like so last minute. I was like, I don't know.
Because Deonna's kind of been ducking Thunder Rosa a little bit. I felt that having one match wasn't enough for the feud, as it were.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I felt Deonna winning it is going to carry that feud on. Because then we're like, oh, you cheated to beat me. How about we do a street fight or something? And he'll come to some sort of stipulation match at some point. And then that's how I saw it going. That's why I predicted Deonna Purazzo, just to give an insight, because we didn't give predictions on that one.
And very similar, I think, with the next match. This is one as well that I didn't have anything in my head as to why I chose my predictions. So the next match is the Acclaimed versus Cage of Agony.
Yes.
It's Gates of Agony plus Brian Cage. Too many cages.
The Machine Brian Cage.
Yes.
The Swerve.
The Swerve is so good.
Oh, that's one of the things. It's Trent, isn't it?
What did we predict for this one?
In terms of this one, we both predicted the Acclaimed. Yes. I mean, this came out of, I believe it was Collision, where there was a bit of a sort of a fight between, there was a tag team match, I think, between Gates of Agony and Acclaimed, and it got a bit messy. And I can't remember the exact specifics of this one because I wasn't expecting it, but yeah.
Yeah. Fair. So I want to start very briefly mentioning the Acclaimed entrance and the Max Caster's raps, which used to be so good. They used to just be like completely popular
on
culture
point.
Or current affairs wrestling. I know this might not be, there's different things.
Yeah.
When you're relying on culture, like current stuff happening to fuel your creativity, it's tricky and might lead to controversy. I mean, so he might have been told off at some point for referencing certain things.
I know he was told off at one point, but I can't remember what for.
Yeah.
He was suspended for a week.
The last few raps have been just
pants,
dick jokes, and sex references.
Tiny penis. Apparently, according to Max Caster, everyone's got a tiny penis.
It's just a bit sad because he was doing so good, and he had that dip where you sort of stopped doing it for a bit because he kept slipping. And then he came back, and now it's different, and it's like hitting the same. I
mean, the thing is that you haven't even got to go. Obviously, you mentioned the current cultural references and whatnot. You haven't even got to do that. In the past, he has referenced wrestling of olden days.
Yeah, he
could have easily gone along the lines of a knockoff Brock Lesnar and a wannabe head shrinkers, and that probably would have fitted quite well into it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's all just dick jokes now.
Yeah, which is a real shame. But
and what's with the porn stash?
Yeah, the moustache isn't very flattering, but you know, each to their own. But other than that, this was a good match. Very high action, really dynamic.
Yes,
quite enjoyable. It did very quickly devolve into chaos on the outside. I think it was only a couple of minutes in when they were all on the outside with Cage of Agony just dominating,
bulldozing. Yeah,
which to be expected.
I mean, that's what it should be.
Yeah,
I don't feel. I've got this one out. I don't feel that Brian Cage or the Gates of Agony get enough screen time or enough profile matches in AEW. We don't watch Ring of Honor. We haven't got time to watch every company in the world. It's the problem. I'd like to watch more Ring of Honor because they probably feature more on it because they are the former ROH six-man tag team champs. But I do feel that Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony or Cage of Agony, depending on how you want to sort of look at it, do need a lot more screen time. They are great and they need a bit more development on the main shows.
Yeah, definitely. We do have moments where it's mainly Billy Gunn sort of wrecking stuff from the Acclaimed side. He's sort of MVP for a bit of the match, and
to be fair,
flipping it.
To be fair, Billy Gunn is always the MVP of the Acclaimed side. Let's be perfectly honest.
He really does make it work.
And he's like 60 something. Like, what the hell? The
Billy
one thing I did find laughable though, like Billy Gunn is huge. He's a big guy. But then Brian Cage comes in and he's like, and then Billy Gunn's like, and it's like, mate, you look like a school child next to Brian Cage. Maybe don't do that.
Yeah, you can't compete on like muscle mass.
The only person I can think of off the top of my head that could compete with Brian Cage is Scott Steiner in his prime, or maybe even like Hulk Hogan. But you know that's the 24-inch pythons, brother.
And that was with steroids.
Yeah.
There we go, and that tells you a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, Brian Cage is an absolute beast.
Oh, for sure. He's a machine.
He's a machine. Yeah. He's the Swolverine.
So, in the finish of this match, Brian Cage tries to get a chair into the ring, but it's ripped off him by this mascot thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure they said the mascot was called Cage, but
I think it was
can't be
Chance
right.
or something.
Chance, that's right. It was like something with the C.
I think it's on the back of his
Chance.
jersey, I think.
I think he's like a
gecko, is it? Or
gecko or
or
snake
a
or a lizard. I don't
kimono
know.
dragon, maybe? We've had this conversation
Yeah.
before. I'm sure he was there last
He
year at Double or
definitely
Nothing.
was. Yeah, he grabs the chair, so that doesn't happen.
Cage
And-
gets a bit PO'd.
Yes. Billy Gunn manages to roll up Bishop Khan, I think, in a small package.
I didn't see
I think
who
it was
took the
Bishop
fall.
Khan, in a small package and wins for the Acclaimed.
Yeah, which is again, it's kind of like the Acclaimed always got to get all three of them. Have got to get their finishing move in, like Shiver Me Timbers, the mic
Yeah.
drop, the famous, and it's like, right, okay, great, yeah, I understand this, but you haven't got to do that all the time.
No.
And that did feel quite refreshing, which I quite
Mhm.
liked. I do like quite a sporadic up, and that's 2 in a row. Technically, when you think about it, obviously with Thunder Rosa being pinned by
Yes.
Deonna Purazzo, and this one now
Mhm.
by Billy Gunn.
It's taking advantage of those moments that
Yeah,
you don't know they're
yeah,
coming.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
use it.
And it's
get
like
away.
wait, what the hell just happened? And I kind of, you don't need to do it all the time.
No.
But sprinkling them here and there, I think is
Mhm.
fantastic, and I love it when that happens.
Makes it more
especially with times like
believable.
this. Yeah.
Less predictable.
Speaking of predictions, in terms of predictions, we did get this one correct because we figured the Acclaim was going to win. I just figured in my mind that they weren't going to let the Acclaim lose.
Yeah.
That's the only reasoning I had. They lost the last one
Mhm.
on the pre-show to Bullet Club Gold,
Mhm.
who obviously still the unified tag team champions going into this event. Whether or not they still are coming out of the event is yet to be seen. But I didn't think they were going to let them like drop 2 in a row
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
that, you know.
But even just the fact that they're on the buy-in, it shows the decline they're on. So whether they need something to change
Yes.
to bring them back up.
I can see them either getting rid of Billy Gunn or Max Caster going heel and splitting. One of the two. I don't know which one's going to happen.
Max Caster's ego is definitely slipping into his raps and
Mhm.
promos and the backstage interviews and stuff quite a lot. So there's definitely room for a splintering. We shall see.
Mhm.
All right, and then we're into the main show.
Whee.
And without any hesitation, we go into the first match of the main show.
This shocked me.
And the first match is for the AEW International Championship. Will Ospreay versus Roderick Strong.
What's that saying? Start as you mean to go on?
Yeah, pretty much.
How much stronger can you get than having the
my
first person
goodness.
out on the main show be Will, by God, Ospreay?
Yeah. And this match didn't disappoint.
Oh.
this could have been the main event, and
My
I'd have been happy.
God.
It was absolutely crazy. We've got Don Callis on commentary.
Yep.
Boo.
Boo.
And before the match even starts, Ospreay goes for the hidden blade.
Yeah. Like, Roddy's got the Kingdom with him. We should probably preface with that. So
Yeah.
Roddy's in the ring. The Kingdom, I think, had just stood on the outside. And Roddy's just there, and he's on his knees. He's there, and all you see is Will Ospreay just going, whoomph, and just skimming the top of Roddy's head. And it's like,
It's still like
whoa!
still during the entrance.
Yeah. And then he goes out and starts beating at the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Which was really smart on Will Ospreay's behalf.
Try and take him out.
Yeah. Take out the numbers.
Although they still managed to get involved, so not completely taken out. They distract the ref, which then allows Wardlow, who wasn't with them to start with.
This is quite a bit down the line, but yeah. Well, probably what, 10
Yeah,
minutes?
I can't be doing a play-by-play.
Yeah, no, I know.
all night.
I know.
Especially with some of the matches to come.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oof.
So Wardlow slides in. I think it's Ospreay in for a power bomb, but the ref
Yeah, he usually goes,
backs into them, spins around, and then grabs Ospreay and just pulls him out.
Yeah, you kind of see it, and he's like, Wardlow's just like,
oh, and then they keep having a bit of back and forth. There's more interference, and the ref actually calls security to get Undisputed Kingdom out.
Yeah.
So that's
which is really
different.
cool.
He already knew they weren't going to go.
Well, if you got Wardlow, nobody's going to listen to a referee if you're Wardlow, right? You're not going to go, oh, you're like 5 foot and a fart. I'm 6 foot odd. I'm jacked.
Mhm.
What are you going to do?
Mhm.
So you got to get security involved, right?
Oh. Then a little bit later, Roderick Strong's taken quite a few moves off Ospreay, and he's being checked on by the ref in the dock. And Don Callis comes up to Will Ospreay and basically tells him to hit the Tiger Driver because he's already going to hospital.
Yeah, he's already broken his neck. He's already on hospital. He might as well finish it.
Might as well.
Something to that effect.
But Ospreay, I think the story is that that's the move that broke Bryan Danielson's neck.
Well, that's the move that injured Danielson at
Injured
Dynasty.
him at Dynasty.
Yeah.
That's right, not broke it. So Will Ospreay doesn't want to do that move again because he doesn't want to.
Because he's a face. He doesn't want to injure someone purposely. Yeah.
But he looks like he's gonna.
Yeah.
And then
Well, there was a point where he gets really angry and it looks like he's going to, and it's like,
yeah, he had him up ready for it and everything, but then he hesitates and can't go through with it. Nice one. Although it does then give give Roderick Strong the chance to recover, as you'd expect. But I mean, after that, there's more back and forth.
Yep.
And then Ospreay hits the Hidden Blade and the Stormbreaker, and then pins Roderick Strong to win, and he is the new Intercontinental Champion. So I mean, it was a great match. What a start!
My God, so good. So good. There was a point when Callis was getting involved. I thought, oh no, this is going to be the distraction.
Yes.
Roddy's going to retain. Damn you, Don Callis. And that will be where he splits from the Callis family. But then it doesn't make sense because obviously, slight spoiler, there's a moment later in the show where Don Callis is like, well, Will Ospreay has gold in the family now.
Yeah.
He's brought gold home to the family. And it's kind of like, right, okay. So I feel that is a better storytelling mechanic than having Don Callis cost him the title opportunity. And that's obviously where they've run with.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this match had a bit of everything. There was high-flying stuff, hard-hitting stuff, technical stuff, and story-driven stuff, all in one
The drama
match.
And the storytelling in this was incredible, just insane.
Just
so
great.
good.
So one to watch.
So good.
One to watch for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah. In terms of predictions, I got that one correct. Leanne got that one correct as well, because you changed after we recorded predictions, you did change that to your desired result. So you did technically, well, you got that one correct. There's no technically about it.
I like this new system. So I didn't know whether to put this next bit in as like filler or like aftermath. It kind of links in with this match, but not entirely.
Yeah, it felt a bit weird because I didn't quite understand why Roddy wasn't there when
this happens.
When this happens, because that would have made more sense to me.
Yeah. So Ospreay kind of leaves quite quickly, considering he's just won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
And then out comes...
You know, it's all about the boom.
Adam Cole, baby. For a story time with Adam Cole. And he's basically saying that when he's at 100%, you will give the devil his due, and then his name is... And he went to do the Adam Cole, baby thing. But as he was doing it, the lights go down. And we go to this video package going through a house, and there's a lot of memorabilia of MJF, including the
Dynamite Diamond Ring, which gets put onto a finger.
Because it's like a...
it's like imagine you're playing Call of Duty, stuff. Basically, yeah.
And the Burberry scarf and everything. And then out comes MJF.
Then the photograph. The two halves of the photograph.
The two halves of the best friends photograph. Not best friends. The other best friends. That's a whole different thing. MJF is back.
Like, holy crap. There was rumours, and I mentioned this. I think when Adam Cole started coming out, I said, hang on, they're going to pull the trigger on this. There was a rumour that MJF had flown into the next city adjacent to Las Vegas to prevent anyone seeing him flying into Vegas. And then he drove the couple of hours from that town, city, whatever, to Vegas to prevent anyone seeing him. I'm putting this, now it makes sense why Will Ospreay and Roderick Strong was at the beginning of the show.
Yes, because
it's the only member of the Undisputed Kingdom on the show.
Yep. So MJF and Adam Cole sort of face off a bit in the ring. It looks a bit tense.
A bit? Jesus, you hit it with a knife.
And then they hug.
Yep.
But then MJF, who is our scumbag, delivers a very quick, hasty low blow.
God, brutal. It looked nasty.
It was like fast and nasty.
Deep. Is that what you use it? It was.
It was. So he attacks Adam Cole. Basically says, like, get this piece of poop out of my ring.
Yeah.
And then does his own promo. He like calls for a mic and then notices that Adam Cole's one's on the floor, so grabs that one. So it's fair. Essentially saying he's back in terms of his contract status, and then he turns around and he
said, if there's any doubt about me leaving, and he just sort of turns and pulls his trouser leg up.
The camera zooms in on a new fresh tattoo, fairly fresh.
Yeah.
Which is a poker chip with AEW in the middle.
Yeah.
And it says bet on yourself.
Yeah.
Which seems to be a theme of the whole event.
Well, given that obviously it's the 6-year anniversary of AEW at this event, I believe MJF was at the first Double or Nothing.
I think so.
I don't remember who he fought, but it's obviously that the poker chip is a very
a symbolic
thing for AEW, and because that was the first pay-per-view event, and that's fantastic. And it's great to see that MJF isn't fielding offers from other companies, and that he is true and faithful to AEW. There was a tension, there was a moment where it looked like he was going to.
But now he says,
and
I'm never leaving. Those were his words.
Yeah, well...
he says it.
Yeah.
Things happen down the line.
He says, was it? I'm never effing leaving.
Well, yeah. Okay.
It's kind of his
Well,
thing. So he's put that.
you
It's
gotta
not
keep
just
it PG.
I'm not leaving. It's I'm never effing leaving, and he's kind of putting a stamp on it by doing that, and it's just really cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And I like
great.
his new with the denim jacket with the sort of leather thing on it. That was really cool.
Leather jacket and the blue denim on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me
look.
of sort of mid 2000s Triple H because he used to have that kind of look.
Nice. We're happy to see MJF because he's our scumbag.
Our scumbag.
Then we do have some filler. It's just a DraftKings ad. It's a sponsor. They gotta do it.
You got to.
But only the one one bit of filler. Which
the one thing actually with the filler I did find actually funny with that one was who bet on the Will Ospreay Roderick Strong match.
It's just happened, dude. Mistimed your adverts. Oh wow, nice match.
Yep.
For the Unified World Trio Championships, we have Death Triangle versus the Bang Bang Gang.
Mm-hmm. I still, there's been no official confirmation if they're changing it from Bullet Club Gold or not. And I really don't want it to be Bang Bang Gang. I want it to be Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah, that's what they put up on the,
I know.
on the screen, though.
I know.
It said Bang Bang Gang.
It's always going to be the Bullet Club Gold to me.
I know. But, yeah, this is another one that I didn't write, loads about, because...
my main note here is don't take your eyes off the screen.
Pretty much. It was a brilliant match.
It was a hip toss fest at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell's going on? I've never seen that many hip tosses in a match, ever.
That's crazy. The, team cohesion from both sides, just on point. Yeah, it was just a thrill to watch, really.
I mean, when you've got, and I'm a little biased because I do love the Bullet Club Gold, but when you've got Penta, Fenix, and Pac as well, all three of those guys are just absolute solid wrestling stars.
Yes,
you know,
for sure. I always find it great that quite often, if you've got a trios team, they're sort of all from the same dynamic.
Yes.
In most cases.
Yeah.
So having you got two lucha stars and then someone who's completely not lucha at all.
Yeah.
Just to bring that different element in, it just gives the team a huge amount of interest and extra stuff, and they still do things as three. It's not like you got two and then Pac.
Yeah.
They're very much a three-person.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're not all the same, you know.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing about that, you're right, because obviously the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage, the Acclaimed, they all have the same sort of style.
Yeah.
The only one that really breaks the mold for me, and I'm probably being a bit biased here again, is House of Black.
Yeah.
Buddy Matthews is a bit more high-flyery. Brody King is just the bulldozer. And Malakai is the striker.
Yeah.
That's the only team that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
There probably is more, but off the top of my head,
they're all different.
They're all different.
But at the same time, in terms of physical dynamic,
they're
they're all white men. So in that sense, they're all the same.
Playing the race card, are we?
I'm just saying.
Cage of Agony is two Samoans.
Yeah.
And Brian Cage.
Yes. So you've got sort of different ways of looking at it. But you see where I'm coming from.
We're getting a bit off track here.
It's cool, okay? Yeah. I like it. It's a good
I was going for more ringability, not how they look.
It's different. But yeah, great match. Really enjoyed this. If you got any particular bits to go through?
I didn't want to take my eyes off the screen. That's the thing. It's oh my god.
Same. So coming to the finish, essentially Death Triangle's in complete control at this sort of coming to the end, laying waste to everyone, and then Juice Robinson pops up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
I think someone's on the top rope or something, and then he sort of trips him or something. Or
yeah, I imagine it was Ray Fenix, but I'm not sure.
Maybe.
So he just.
Oh no, it was Pac. He was going for the Black Arrow.
It was Pac.
He was going for the Black Arrow.
My bad. But this allows Jay White to get in and pin Pac to win and retain the championships.
Juice is back.
You sort of got at the end then Juice holding up the whole team because none of them can stand up properly because they're just completely gone. And helps them all back to the.
Gotta be careful, yeah. And the Juice is loose, and he's rock hard.
Yeah, excellent.
Bullet Club Gold, here we go. Back to a 4-man. In terms of predictions, we both predicted Bullet Club Gold to retain, and I'm going to keep calling them Bullet Club Gold until they officially say don't use Bullet Club Gold anymore.
Well, I'm going to go with what comes up on the screen when I'm typing.
I know. So yeah, we both got that one correct. We both predicted they were going to retain. I didn't expect to see Juice come back. I'm not sure what the extent of his injury. He obviously took time off for injuries.
Yeah.
He was written out back in November, so 6 months he's been gone. when Switchblade was facing off against MJF for the title.
Yeah.
And the Bullet Club kept getting involved. So we obviously attacked them, and Juice was the main victim. So yeah, it's been about, just over 6 months since we've seen Juice Robinson.
Yeah.
It's good to see him back.
Yeah, definitely. Yay. Good stuff. All right, on to the next one. For the AEW Women's World Championship, Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this match. Another great women's wrestling match, I think, this one. I think, like we mentioned in the predictions, that Serena and Toni have very different kind of styles, both in the wrestling style and just their, like, their character, I suppose.
Persona.
But somehow it worked really well together.
Yes.
And they were able to, like, lean into it, which was really good.
I mean, I've been quite outspoken. I'm not the biggest Toni Storm fan in their in-ring ability. I do feel the gimmick is getting a bit stale, but they might have interjected a way to try and make it a bit more interesting with this match, which we'll probably get into in a minute, depending on I don't know what Leanne's written. But I think this was the best Toni Storm match I've ever seen. It
was really good, wasn't it?
She did really well with Serena Deeb, and obviously it's part of the chemistry that the two athletes have. Dare I say it, the two wrestlers have.
Yep.
Because, you know, I can't say that with the other company. But yeah, I think Serena Deeb brought the best out in Toni Storm, and I would say Toni Storm brought the best in terms of the sort of pantomime-y kind of theatrical side of things, I guess, and Serena Deeb maybe.
Yeah, it worked sort of really well to sort of almost bring down the seriousness a little bit, but also it took away from the pantomime a little bit, so it met in the middle, sort of.
That
makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
To a happy medium.
Absolutely, yeah.
It made a really good match. It was a bit of a reversal fest, especially at the start. It was just constant, like, when they've got from behind to do, like, a German, but then they're just, like, swapping around, swapping around. And
so who's going to get the win on this one,
Crazy. I always find that a bit weird, because I'm like, well, how does the person behind let that person in front go? But that's because I haven't been in that situation, so I wouldn't know. But it happens so often that it must be. There were some interesting moments with Mariah May and Luther from the outside.
I think this is what I was touching on just now.
So Serena Deeb had Toni Storm in a single leg crab, I believe it was.
That's right. Which is what she used on Mariah May, and Toni Storm threw the towel in. Exactly.
So this time you've got Toni Storm looking like panicked, looking like she might tap out, and Mariah May is on the outside with the towel, and she looks like she's about to throw it in. But Luther stops her, grabs the towel off her. Toni manages to get out
There's a slight tug of war going on.
Toni gets out of the move, and Luther is basically going to a well done, madame, stuff like that. But Toni sees he has the towel and starts yelling at him.
Yeah.
Saying, like, how could you do this?
She takes it and throws it in the crowd.
And I'm like, no, Luther was on your side.
And this was it. This could further the storyline a little bit. Like, are they gonna play Luther off against Mariah?
Maybe.
And sort of have Toni, then they're trying to compete for Toni's affection or something like that. You know, and that kind of adds an extra layer into this whole gimmick, as it were. And I think that's what he needs. He needs a bit of a boost, a bit of a shot in the arm, you know?
Something new. Definitely.
And they could do a new silent movie about it. Right? Mariah May and Luther make a silent movie to try and appease Toni Storm.
Maybe. Interesting. I always feel a bit weird when they have, like, towel throwing in a wrestling match, because in my head it's like, if they want to tap, they'll tap.
Yeah.
If they don't want to tap, they'll pass out and the match will end.
Yeah, but then passing out can be detrimental to your health.
I know, it can. But, like, trust the person who's in the ring.
But if they're stubborn, they're not going to.
No,
that's the
thing.
If you go back to WrestleMania 13 with Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin, he's in the sharpshooter. He passes out in the ring.
Yeah.
His head is that visual. He lifts his head up and there's just blood all down his face. And it's that stubbornness prevents him from tapping out or submitting at the time, because tapping out wasn't a thing back then. So it is about the person, and I don't think Toni Storm would want to. She would have to literally pass out.
But if Mariah May did throw that towel in, imagine the backlash.
Yep.
So, you know. Anything else you've got on this one?
No, just that it was really good.
Oh, very good. So Toni Storm hits the Storm Zero from the top.
Yeah, it's like I think it was an Avalanche Pile Driver followed by the Storm Zero.
Ah, okay.
Because I don't think you can quite snap off the top like
Yeah.
you can for a Storm Zero.
I have trouble when it's
I know. It looked
groups
like
of moves.
Yeah, it looked like that's what she was going for, but
Mm.
to me, it felt more like an avalanche power driver.
Awesome. Cool. Then she hits another Storm Zero in the ring, pins Serena Deeb to win and retain.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
It was good. In terms of our predictions, I correctly predicted Toni Storm to retain. Unfortunately, Leanne wanted Serena Deeb to win. I would have rather seen Serena Deeb win it. I think she does deserve to have a shot, but thinking about it now, she could probably go, you know what, screw it, I'll have the TBS title, why not?
Yeah. Or, and I guess we could mention that on the buy-in, we did hear news about the upcoming Owen Hart,
which is what I've written down because I've noticed that you missed it. Yeah.
So I'll mention that now because I think it might be relevant.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're going to start doing the tournament and have the finals in Canada, which is great. And Tony Khan announced that the winner of both the men's and the women's would have a world title shot at All In Wembley this year. So that's
where we're going to be, by the way.
So Serena Deeb could enter that tournament, maybe.
But then, do I want to see a direct rematch? I don't know. But then,
will Tony do in between?
Will Tony still have the title at that point? You know, and there's only going to be one pay-per-view between now, where we're sat now, and All In, and that's going to be Forbidden Door.
It's actually really close.
Because they don't do it July. They don't do a pay-per-view in July.
Yeah, maybe. Interesting. Okay, next.
Yes.
We have Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta.
I like that they put Beretta back in. They took Beretta out for a while because of the hanging thing.
Yeah.
But I do like that they put that back in. It's been a little while, but
name.
I do like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We got Don Callis back on commentary.
Boo. Screw off, Jackal.
So Trent's got new music. It still starts with the best friends, but it kind of distorts. And he's still got best friends up on the Titantron on the
the big screen, Titantron.
But it like melts away into just Trent Beretta, a new sort of logo, which is great. And on the flip side, Orange Cassidy, he started with the old music and just had on the screen, "I'm going to punch Trent in the face."
Yeah, I love that. I thought that was great.
And then flipped into...
Well, they kind of stopped it, and it's like, well, where's Orange Cassidy? And then...
his old music starts playing.
Which I'm really happy about. I never really liked his new music.
No.
I prefer his old one.
Yes,
That's
me
just
too.
me.
It's cool. That was great. They're both sort of changing.
Yeah.
Cassidy's also it's a darker denim than usual, and his t-shirt is black. With it's got the usual print, but it's usually a white t-shirt, and now it's black.
I think it was either Tony or Excalibur said that's the first time I've ever seen Orange Cassidy wearing a black t-shirt. And I think I said the same thing. He always comes out in white.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him in black, and then obviously they solidified that.
This is a really good match. I know Trent Beretta.
I'm not surprised.
No, Trent had said that he wants a straight wrestling match. And we were like, all right, cool. They're going to do a straight wrestling match. And then they didn't do a straight wrestling match. But the initiator was definitely Trent himself.
Yeah.
So it's
the heel tactic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the heel tactic. So we got Trent setting up the steel steps. But then it backfires because Cassidy sweeps his legs out from under him and he just goes back first on the steel. Ouch. That's sort of the main bit of not real. They have some fight on the outside for quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it does come to straight wrestling match near the end.
Yeah.
So it starts straight and ends straight. It's just a bit in the middle goes a bit wobbly.
I love that in the very beginning of the match, the bell rings and they both just kind of run out and they both just start bashing each other in the face. Then they stop and it's like, and they go back at it again and it's great. And then like he was saying with Toni Storm and Serena Deeb, it was a bit of a reversals fest. This was also a bit of a reversal fest, but in a very different way because they know each other so well. They've been teaming up for years. So they know each other so well. And I really liked that dynamic, and I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was really good.
So getting to the end, I suppose.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
So Trent has Orange in a submission hold of some kind, which I couldn't identify myself.
I can't remember which one it was.
My apologies. But Orange manages to kick off the ropes into a pinning predicament and pins Trent to win in a straight wrestling finish.
Yeah, in the straight. Yeah, I think they finished the match with a pure wrestling move, which is great.
And it's sort of quite similar to the way that the Toni and Serena.
Oh no,
No.
Thunder Rosa and
Thunder
Deonna
Rosa,
Purazzo.
that one. I knew
Except
it was a
there was no,
women's match.
except there was no cheating.
That was no cheating.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was great, and I liked that quick sort of snap ending. It was like oh, okay, all right, cool, that was good. And again, this kind of furthers that while they beat you with the wrestling move. So
yeah,
suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, Orange has basically proved that he is a better wrestler than Trent. Oh, I know it's not that simple.
No,
he won a match.
Yeah, no. In the terms of the story of what they're going for, that's kind of how they would look
himself.
at it. Yeah.
Proved Trent wrong, essentially. Cool. How'd we do?
We predicted that one correct. We both predicted Orange to win.
Cool. So a bit of like, I guess, aftermath of this match as Trent's going back up the ramp. Rocky Romero comes out to try and like talk to him.
Yeah.
Trent then he sort of goes off the ramp down the side. I think that quite often on the exit, the loser goes off the ramp down the side.
That's right.
But we had Renee.
Yes.
Coming up to him with a mic, trying to do a bit of an interview, and he essentially says, "I don't want any of this. I'm done." And then
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this anymore.
I'm not doing this. I'm done. And he then veers off, kind of through the crowd to exit.
Let's leave Veer out of this. He's not coming.
He's not coming. Veer's not.
Yeah, he exits through the crowd.
And then the speculation is, what does "I'm done" mean?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Excuse me, just choking. I'm not drink. I'm okay. I'm not okay. I'm fine. I can't even drink properly. Okay, on to the next match. While I try and remember how to breathe. This is a triple threat FTW rules match for the FTW Championship.
Yep.
And it's Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Katsuyori Shibata.
Yep.
It's the for the World Championship.
Katsuyori Shibata did something different with his hair and it's tripped me out. I'm trying to figure out what it was. Was it just flat?
I don't know.
It was weird.
I didn't notice. This is a really fun match. A lot happening. So this is quite a difficult one to run through without doing play-by-play.
Yes.
So I'm going to like try and avoid that completely. Definitely bits to mention is the big bag of dice. It looked like
you did not hear that wrong. She did say that correctly. Do you want to repeat that for our viewers?
A big bag of dice, which Jericho pulls out from under the ring. Instead of thumbtacks, it's just like six-sided dice.
It's not thumbtacks. It's not glass. He kind of shakes it, and it sounds plastic, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like tacks. What the hell is in that?
I said, that sounds like Skittles, so that shows where my brain goes.
It did, yeah, you did.
I was like, oh, sweet. But no, it's dice. We're in Las Vegas, so of course they've got bags of dice all over the place. We tips them out over the ring, and for the whole rest of the match, the ring is just covered. There's obviously a concentration in one spot, but there's dice everywhere.
So do you think Jericho is actually playing some sort of D&D game with his group, right? And they're like, right, roll me 300 D6s. And then some poor git's got to freeze frame that and count all the dice for the results.
But, I mean, thumbtacks, they're a little bit pliable. They could bend. And if you land on them, they'll probably go in, which isn't pleasant. It's piercing, but it's not like impact.
Yeah.
Dice do not have any give in them.
It's a solid lump of plastic.
Lego.
Yeah.
Trademark. Not sponsored.
This is like interconnecting plastic bricks.
That one. Yeah, so this literally is not a spot on the mat where you wouldn't land on a dice, at least one. There are moments where dice are like stuck in their backs. It looked rough.
It looked really nasty, yeah. And then you turned around and said, that would be worse if they were D4s. And I'm like, why did you put that in my head?
Oh my goodness, D4s. Spiky. There was an unfortunate moment that broke the immersion a little bit where we hear the ref saying 7 minutes about it.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Oh, I try not to listen, but sometimes you just can't unhear it.
I think one of the cameras must have been pointing right in that direction with the mic on this.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty bad.
Damn it, Aubrey.
Big Bill gets involved.
I suppose you didn't pull out a phone and just have 7 minutes, Shibata.
It's the timer.
No, Shibata uses his phone, isn't it?
Translator.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about,
yeah, Big Bill gets involved.
As expected.
Interrupting the red rum that Hook has on Jericho.
Yes.
Hook then puts Big Bill through the table that's on the outside. There's a table set up on the outside. Big Bill goes through it, and
oh my God.
the legs of the table, they usually collapse or something, but instead it goes through the table straight up and so close to Big Bill's face.
It was probably like that close to, well, it was more because he landed this way, and I think it came like right there, right beside his ribs. That could have easily ripped him open. Because
it happened so fast, all you can see is he's suddenly on the floor, and the leg of the table is right next to him.
Yeah, he kind of bounces up, and he's like, and then he goes back down, and he's probably thinking, holy crap.
It could have gone right through the man. Ouch. But luckily he's fine. He's okay. What else do I have? Oh, yes. Okay, getting to the finish then. So anything you got that I might have missed, there's a mention of a moment.
I mean, the only thing I've got on my notes is quite funny is when the dice was there and they start throwing them at Jericho.
They did. They started yeeting them.
And then I was like, talk about getting the craps beaten out of you.
I had written that down to say and I forgot it.
Biggest puns.
Craps. It's a dice game, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like one of the dice games in casinos.
Good.
We're not big gamblers. We don't have a gambling problem.
No.
What was your thing? We haven't got enough money to have a gambling problem. That's my problem.
My gambling problem is I don't have enough money to do it.
Yeah. That one.
There we go. Okay then. So Shibata has Jericho in a figure 4 leg lock. Mm-hmm. Hook then also puts him in red rum. So it looks like it might be another double submission,
but who would take
how
the belt?
They got in the match.
Yeah.
So either it would be you carry on, or I don't know.
If someone taps, if Jericho taps, that's the end of the match. Someone has given up.
Yeah, but I guess Jericho would retain then because it's not like if it was a DQ finish.
I would probably say it would be vacated.
Ooh.
That's the only way I could see that going would be vacation.
Maybe.
A vacating of the belt, not vacation.
On a holiday.
I know, right? The belt's like, screw this, I'm out.
I'm going home.
I've had stickers put all over me from this learning tree knobhead, let's go.
But that doesn't happen.
No.
Because a masked man attacks.
Fumbles on the apron.
He does fumble on the apron. But he breaks up the double submission holds.
Yeah. With a bin, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yes, it is with a bin. And he puts a bin on over Shibata's head.
Yeah.
And takes off the mask, and it's Brian Keith.
The bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm. Brian Keith.
So, did he get paid off by Jericho and Big Bill, or...
Is he under the learning tree?
Mm-hmm.
So, Jericho pins the bin, which Shibata is in.
Yeah.
And wins and retains.
Yeah, I mean, one of my notes had to say, pinned in bin, lol.
Pinned in bin.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No. I mean, his shoulders weren't
you can't
on the mat.
Yeah, you can't see. Well, if falls cut anywhere.
Oh, very true. Falls count
but
in.
How can you see his shoulders are down inside the bin? You can't. He might have done this and his shoulder was up. Just ask Randy Orton, the King and Queen of the Ring. Oh, continue.
Ooh, interesting.
In terms of predictions, we both predicted the Learning Tree Chris Jericho to retain the FTW Championship, and we both got that correct.
But what a fun match! Though.
Yeah, it really was. It was chaos. It's great. It's great. So would it be neutral chaos? Evil chaos? Or...
It's chaotic.
Oh, chaotic. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant.
You've got it. I think chaotic neutral because you've got 3 people and they're all different. But yeah.
Yeah, so Hook's too good, Jericho's too bad, and Shibata's just doing whatever, so he kind of balances each other out.
Yeah, they balance into chaotic neutral. And someone had to clean up the dice.
Poor bastards.
Next, we have a cat meowing, which I don't know if that picked up, but there we go. John Moxley versus Takeshita.
Konosuke?
Konosuke. I think that's an autocorrect thing. Sorry, Konosuke Takeshita. I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Another really great match. Very hard hitting. Quite intense.
Yes.
And this time we don't have Don Callis on.
No, he's at ringside kind of coaching Takeshita. Do you notice he's painted up his little scar so it's like bright red? Yeah.
He made it extra prominent.
He did. Yeah, absolutely. When I've got a scar on my head, I've got a scar on my hand, they don't go red like that.
No, he's trying to get sympathy vote because it was Moxley that gave him the scar.
Yeah, inadvertently, I might add.
Inadvertently, yeah.
That was a pure accident, yeah.
But it was a real scar. So...
Oh, yeah, he bust open hard and he had to go to the hospital for it, yeah.
Rough.
Sorry, the medical facility. Oh, no, wait, it's AEW, the hospital.
It's fine, hospital. The actual place.
Yeah.
So Moxley's arm is strapped up, like
yes,
the whole arm across the chest. So pretty much a massive target.
Assuming either a shoulder or maybe a triceps injury, something
Yeah.
like that, maybe. Or I mean, it's probably not injured, but it's obviously
It's
furthering.
injured.
It's furthering the story. It's a storyline injury.
Yes. And he does really well, at least at the start, of like not using it very much.
Yeah, he kind of
just
hangs
holding
it down quite a lot.
Which is good. It's not very easy to pretend to have an injury when you don't, but having the strapping would help. But that strapping didn't last very long. It was all over the place, coming off, used as a thing to choke people with.
Yeah. That
like,
bandage got really distracting very quickly.
It did, because it was just hanging all over the place, getting tangled up. But yeah, it's fine. I was like, why don't you just take it off? But then, they were planning to use it. Okay, that makes sense. It was a really fun match to watch. Another one that I didn't have a lot of notes about, apart from the strapping. Have you got anything you want?
I thought it was a great match. It was very different to the other matches. It wasn't high-flying technical. It was basically a fight. It was a brawl.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't expect anything less from Jon Moxley. And Konsuke Takeshita can kind of do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But he's really coming to Alman. I really like Takeshita. I think down the line, he's going to be a prominent name.
Yeah, he's great.
Obviously, he's part of DDT from Japan. That's one of the promotions he came around. I'm wondering if he might need to excursion to New Japan. Or All Japan, maybe just do an excursion somewhere like Jack Perry did.
Yeah.
He did it for a couple of months. Maybe, put him in the G1. Put him in this year's G1. That would be sick.
Ooh.
That would be incredible. That would get a really good showing for Takeshita. Have him learn some more about a different part of the industry. Maybe, as I say, New Japan, because he's not, as far as I'm aware, he's not been to New Japan before. And then have him come back and sort of renewed and revigored and re-energized for AEW. You know?
Yeah, cool. I love that.
So carry on. I'm just trying to find out when Evil's fighting Jon Moxley.
Okay.
June 9th in Osaka. There it is.
Cool. That's not long.
No.
It's a couple of weeks.
I was trying to find that out. Because I'm really eager to see what's going on with this match.
Yeah. So Takeshita starts throwing chairs into the ring.
Yeah.
And because you're not allowed chairs in this match,
no,
the ref is throwing the chairs out the other end, as you do. So I think the third chair that gets thrown in, Takeshita comes in after it and starts bending down to pick it up. But Moxley's managed to get up at this point and stomps Takeshita into the chair.
Yep.
While the ref's back's turned. But, I mean, the chair, whether the chair was there or not, you'd have got stomped. So I'm not sure that would have been a DQ. I know, would it? So he's using the chair, but it's like using the steps, right? If they're already there,
that's a tricky one.
It isn't DQ if you put someone into the steps.
Yeah, that's a tricky one because the ref wouldn't have seen who brought her in the ring.
No.
So who's got the actual intent?
Yeah, this is the question.
I wouldn't really see that as a DQ, but that's a tricky one.
It is.
That is a tricky one.
Let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah, so I just kind of go into my mind palace to try and visualize and try and figure it out. But yeah.
So after the stomp, Moxley hits a Death Valley Driver.
No, Death Rider.
Death Rider. See, I'd written Death Valley Rider and knew I was wrong in one way, but
Death
didn't know
Rider.
which way.
Death Valley Driver is when you're up on the shoulders and then you...
Gotcha. I'm learning.
So yeah, Death Rider is when you double underhook,
Rider.
up and he DDTs him down.
Gotcha.
Effectively.
This whole show was so fast-paced. I found it really
it was
hard
boom,
to
boom,
keep
boom,
up.
boom, boom, boom. It was literally non-stop. It was nuts. I'm
Thank
surprised
you
I'm
for
not
being
like...
patient with me. Yes, I'm exhausted. I've already had a Red Bull today. But yeah, so the Death
She's already
Rider.
had a non-specific energy-related drink.
Sorry.
Dear God, woman.
Sponsor us.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I would love to be sponsored by that energy drink, hopefully. That'd be great.
Red Bull, send us crates, please. For my sanity's sake.
So after the Death Rider, Moxley pins Takeshita 1, 2, 3 and wins.
Yep. So Takeshita does not gain an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship title match on the line. In terms of predictions, I got that one correct. Leanne, not so much.
Not so much.
I would have liked to have seen Takeshita win it. The one thing that I really didn't like about this match was Mox was eating everything and kicking out, and I really don't. Mox is not, and I put it here, Mox is not invincible.
Yeah, there was a lot of moves where he should have probably
I really hate that, and it's
especially
like just,
with the existing injury, right?
Yeah. If you're gonna do that, don't kick out. Use the damn ropes.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't take much to just go onto the ropes. Flop your arm out, flop your leg out, whatever.
Yeah.
You're not invincible, and as good as Jon Moxley is, he ain't the best in the world, not by a long shot.
Good point.
But and as you said, the bandage that just really got annoying. They should have just pulled that off.
Yeah.
Like when it starts unraveling. I mean, there's a part where he got caught around Takeshita's neck.
Yeah.
And he was like,
It was hard to
trying
actually
to
get it on.
unwrap it, and then he got caught in his hair, and it's like, oh, for God's sake.
He got caught on Moxley's leg at one point, somehow.
Just pull it off. When you've gotten to that point, you've
Yeah.
used it as the weapon as desired, rip it off, take it out of the equation.
Even if you... Okay, this might be another DQ question. So you know you need to use it later, but it's coming off. Take it off, leave it to the side, and then grab it back and use it, or put it in your tights and then use it again after, but maybe DQ stuff. I don't know.
Sort of going back to where the, I can't remember which title belt it was, but there was 3 in the corner at one point. Oh, it was Will Ospreay and Roderick Strong. The International Championship and the 2 Ring of Honor tag team titles, because the Kingdom are the tag team champs for Ring of Honor, they were just left in the corner.
They were.
And we surmised they were going to get used. Do the same. Take the bandage, just dump it in the corner. Referee's not going to remove it if he knows, well, obviously, if he knows about it.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah,
that could have been a
it'll be there ready to be used.
All right. A little bit of filler.
Yep.
DraftKings ad again.
Yep.
Forbidden Door ad, which is Sunday, June 30th.
Yeah, like 5 weeks-ish, just under 5 weeks.
And then sort of linked to that, they talk about the Casino Gauntlet match, which will be on Wednesday.
Dynamite, yep.
Which will be for an AEW World Championship match at Forbidden Door.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
I'm a little curious. I don't want to say no. Curious, I think is the word. So, on Collision, they had, was it Gates and Agony and Brian Cage, or was it no, was it, oh crap, I can't remember who it was. There was a 6-man tag match, and it included Claudio Castagnoli and I think it was Bryan Danielson. But they had a mystery partner. And just out of the blue, they're like, oh yeah, it's one of Tony Khan's friends, apparently he's called in a favor. Hiroshi Tanahashi turns up. And I'm just like, they didn't announce the ace of New Japan. They just had him turn up on Collision. Hiroshi Tanahashi, the president, no less, of New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's not in story. He is legit being promoted to the president of the company.
It's a big wig. So is he there because of this upcoming...
This is what I'm wondering. This is what I'm wondering. Are they going to put some New Japan people in?
Maybe.
Because Forbidden Door has always been AEW versus New Japan.
Yes.
So you've had last year, for example, you had Jack Perry versus Sonata. I think it was Moxley against, not Moxley, it was MGF against, was it Hiroshi Tanahashi? Might have been Tanahashi, actually.
Yeah.
Let me just have a quick scan back of my notes. But I feel that if they don't put up against someone from New Japan, you're kind of losing that.
Yeah, it's just AEW versus AEW.
MGF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW World title. But I don't want to do it Hiroshi Tanahashi 2 years in a row.
No. But, I mean, he might be there to sort of launch it as the president and then have some
which would be really cool,
in.
You know? I mean, all the others, you had Orange Cassidy, Daniel Garcia, Zack Sabre Jr., and Katsuyori Shibata for the international title. Tony Storm, Willow, Nightingale, BCC versus the Elite, Bryan Danielson, Kazuchika Okada when he was still in New Japan, obviously. Tetsuya Naito was that. I'd love to see Tetsuya Naito in this battle royale get a shot for the AEW champion, you know? And it's, I think that'd be great. And last year they did kick off the Owen Hart tournament there as well, so I reckon we'll see some of that.
Yeah, they haven't got much time to get through that tournament, so...
it's not July. It's like, what, 8 weeks? 6?
They got a lot of shows.
7 weeks until that Dynamite, maybe, just over.
But yes, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Yay. All right, next match.
Yep.
This is the barbed wire steel cage match for the TNT Championship. Adam Copeland versus Malakai Black. Oh boy, I've written a lot on this one. This is another one where it's like trying to pick the right things to add in because you don't be stuck for it.
I just put it. What a bloodbath.
It was.
Like, Malakai Black is bust open in the first couple of minutes, and I'm wondering if it was hard way. Because there was a shot where it was like, crack, and the referee was down with Malakai. It's like, something going wrong here or what? Because the ref's been with him quite a little while now, like a good 10, 20 seconds, whatever it was. And I'm like, something's not right.
Yeah, and the chair shot.
And he was dripping.
Oh, yeah. The ring was covered.
Faucet.
Oh, crazy. But I guess before that, Adam Copeland has a Brood entrance.
Yes.
So he's got Slayer music.
Yeah, South of Heaven.
And he's got his riser.
Yep.
And it just looks really cool. And
so much pyro.
Brood up on the screen.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't show up, I don't think, until he steps into the center.
Maybe.
Or at least they didn't focus on it. Yeah. They didn't focus on it until I think he was in the center of the rampway, and then it panned up, and it was like, wait a minute. What the hell?
It was really cool. So like, well, here we go. This is going to be a show. But yes, so Malakai Black bleeding really early. not long afterwards, you got Copeland wrapping barbed wire around the turnbuckle pad.
Yep.
And there's quite a few near misses and avoidances. But eventually, like, after Copeland has avoided going into it and he's holding onto the ropes and looking at it like, oh,
I think
my
Malakai
goodness.
monkey flips him, but Copeland overcompensates and he sort of grabs the top rope and he
ropes.
lands on the second one.
And then Malakai sweeps his legs out from under him, so he just goes
face first into it.
So now he's bleeding too.
Yep.
So much blood.
Ref's like, God damn it, I put my bloody gloves on again.
There was an interesting spot where Copeland has Black on a table and then wraps barbed wire around the table and Black to like stick them together.
Yeah, the crowd had some really interesting chants in this one. Mainly "You sick bleep."
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Then Copeland climbs to the literal top of the cage and elbow drops off that.
That was nice.
But it's like a straight down, like vertical elbow drop, because sometimes you sort of go side elbow drop. But
I think he landed
straight
sideways
down.
in a sense when he landed his feet and dropped down. But yeah.
like,
but then
like
it's difficult because you haven't got much space in there because all the barbed wire as well. So and you got to hit it just right.
Yes.
Or you're gonna not only rip your arm open, you're gonna seriously injure the guy on the table who is wrapped in barbed freaking wire.
Yeah, I was just worried for Adam Copeland's knees.
Yeah.
Ouch. But he knows how to fall, right? You know how to fall.
15 foot from the top of the cage. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then we have Malakai Black managing to kick Adam Copeland through a padlocked cage door.
That's how powerful Malakai Black's kicks are, apparently.
Or how terrible their padlocks are.
It was the chain, the snap. The padlock didn't. It was the chain.
Obviously designed to, but I mean, it's for the show.
Yeah, I felt that the kick was a good kick, but I don't think it was the most powerful I've seen him
No,
deliver.
It wasn't entirely believable,
No.
but this is fine.
I feel the angle was just wrong. If they'd gone for the side-on angle and you just see the kick followed by Copeland falling through it, that would have been fine. Because they had the complete back shot of Copeland. It didn't work because of that.
Yeah, it didn't quite work. Then on the outside, Copeland spears Malakai Black, and then out come the House of Black.
Yeah.
And they
minus Julia, just want to point that out.
Yeah. They stand next to Malakai in support, and then in probably the most like gut-dropping moment, they move to stand next to Adam Copeland, and they stand there for a good while.
And Malakai's just like,
what is happening? And even you just got a glimpse of Copeland's face, and he's like, what? But then it's okay because they attack him. It's okay.
Way to give me a heart attack, guys! Jesus Christ!
But the fact that it was believable that happened, and we're like, oh my goodness, this makes sense. And like, oh no, it's okay.
I legit at that moment felt that they were siding with Adam Copeland, and I had a heart attack.
But the whole Brood thing just makes that like it could have happened.
Yep.
The great storytelling is really good. It's amazing.
That's why the House of Black always wins.
Then they get Copeland back in the ring. They're attacking him, and then the lights go flickering red, and the music starts.
Well, there's no music. It was just a weird kind of tone.
This is tone, yeah. That's what it was.
Brody kind of goes to grab that weird spiky wire thing, and he just kind of jumps back and drops, and he's sort of rolling around on the mat. And we're like, what the hell's happened? Like, I can see like something moving under the canvas. I'm like, there's someone under the damn ring. There's someone coming up from under the ring.
It's only Gangrel.
Friggin' Gangrel. Are you serious right now?
Oh my goodness. The vampire himself, Gangrel. Using the name Gangrel, which is great.
Yeah, which I'm surprised about because I'm sure WWE would have trademarked that with WWF back in the day. So I'm guessing they've just not renewed it.
Yeah,
and maybe because he was going by the Vampire Warrior when he left WWE, WWF, whatever you want to call it today.
Yeah. So yeah, Gangrel just like lays waste.
So he must have spat the blood into Brody King's face.
Yes, and then he gets out of the ring and
hits impalers around, like brutal impalers.
And bearing in mind, this ring is like littered with
tables.
There's
debris everywhere. Barbed wire tables, there's chairs,
but no dice.
Barbed wire bat.
Yeah, that was
a baseball bat, not a bat with barbed wire around it.
Although that'd be so cute. Love bats.
I'm sure the animal rights activists have something to say about
that. Adam Copeland hits a spear on Malakai Black and gets in the label lock, I believe. But with
it was more like it's crossface.
Crossface.
Yeah, it's a crossface.
That one. with barbed wire. So there's a barbed wire crown of thorns. Oh yeah, we didn't mention the
Oh,
barbed
yeah.
wire crown of thorns.
Yeah, when they're about to crucify, when they're about to just destroy Adam Copeland.
The barbed wire, but he's very carefully. You could just tell that he had his thumb underneath the crown because he knew that it was so close to Malakai Black's eyes. So he's like keeping him so safe.
I thought it was Malakai's hand. That was.
Was it?
That was Malakai.
It was
Edge. Adam Copeland had the wire like this around his mouth.
Yeah, okay.
To prevent it going.
The thumb was up.
That was Malakai's.
I must
I'm 90% certain that was Malakai's.
Yeah, but Malakai doesn't tap out.
No.
He passes out. So I think that's a victory, right? She's Adam Copeland.
Well, the ref called. Well, he can't continue. So
yes, but at least it means that Malakai didn't tap out. It's sort of for Malakai, it's a bit of a boost, as in he didn't tap out.
Yeah.
He didn't give up.
So I guess you could now go along the line of, well, you didn't make me lose. I could not continue because of your vampire guy. I want another shot.
Maybe
making like last man standing or something.
Yeah, so there's room for more stuff to happen.
Yeah.
So Adam Copeland wins.
In terms of predictions, you got that one correct. I picked Malakai Black as my desired result. Therefore, I take a buy on the loss on this one.
Nice.
I just didn't want to bet against the House of Black.
I know.
I had a feeling Adam Copeland was going to win.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to bet against Malakai because I was really hoping they would swerve it.
Yeah, it would.
And when you see them holding Copeland, them being Buddy Matthews and Brody King holding Copeland with that crown, the barbed wire crown on him, and I'm like, this is it. Malakai's got it, and then it's like, oh, what's this? Oh no, and then obviously Gangrel does. I was like, damn it. So I'm like, well, I'm kind of like, damn it, but like, yes, Gangrel, but damn it, but yes, the Brood, because I loved the Brood back at WWF. I've got an original Brood shirt upstairs.
Nice. The Copeland and Gangrel have a moment in the ring. They have a hug, and it's nice. And then off they go.
Off they pop.
Off they go. Then we got a little bit of.
I am a little gutted they did use Metal Lingus at the end and Ospreay is self-having again.
Yeah, probably already paid for it once, you know. Just can't pay for it again. Okay, we go backstage with Don Callis.
Yep.
He essentially says that he's impressed with what he's seen with Will Ospreay, I think. I lost track a bit what he was saying.
Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy is on about. I was like, who's he talking about now? And on Wednesday, on Dynamite...
Well, this because the interview was like, you've had a bit of an up and down night with Konsuke losing, but with Will Ospreay obviously bringing gold, and that's what I mentioned earlier about the bringing gold to the family. And they said the one thing I was really impressed with is Orange Cassidy, and then...
on Wednesday, on Dynamite, Don Callis will be presenting a contract for the Don Callis family.
But he didn't say to whom.
That's where I got a bit confused.
Which is a bit ambiguous.
Ospreay is already in the family.
Yes.
And
so it has to be Orange Cassidy.
Has to be.
Or is it Trent?
It might be Trent.
Is it going to be a Swerve? He's going to bring Orange...
Swerve.
No. Is it a Swerve?
I know.
Yeah, right, yeah, okay. Is it a... Yeah, okay. Is it going to be a Swerve where he brings out Orange Cassidy and it's actually Trent is off the contract too, so Trent's going to jump Orange from behind and he's going to offer Trent the contract.
Maybe.
Because Orange Cassidy does not fit in the Don Callis family. He's not a heel. But then neither is Will Ospreay, so...
No. It's interesting. But just because a contract is offered does not mean it's accepted, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yes.
And talking of Swerve, we then see Swerve and Christian getting ready for their match. As they do. And this is where it gets a bit weird, and the one thing about AEW pay-per-views that spins me out, because there's 3 main events.
Well, no, this is the first time. They usually do a double main event. It's usually WWE that do the triple main events, the 4 main events, the 5 main events.
3 main events, so I guess...
I can see why, and I kind of like it, because you've got the main the AEW title, you've got the Women's Championship as the main event, which is kind of needed, and then you've got the non-title, which is obviously the biggest storyline.
I just can't resolve it in my head, because the main event feels like it's going to be the one match, and it's not, because it's 3 matches. So it's a me problem.
It is a you problem.
So I guess it's time for
the first main event,
which is for the TBS Championship. Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Mone.
You know what I got, Leanne? More money, more problems.
It's not a bad match.
Yeah. I feel Willow carried it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't actually feel like I saw Mercedes do a lot. There are a couple of...
Willow dominated.
Things. Oh, yeah.
Willow absolutely dominated this match.
Yeah. All right, let's go to entrances.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
So Mercedes, there's like these neon drum guys. I don't know. They got neon stuff all
I
like
think when they first
lights on them.
when they first started, I said Bianca Belair called. She wants her gimmick back.
Yeah, they're doing this drumming thing, which is
awful.
Which is all right. But then they drum to her music, and to me it just sounded like firecrackers going off randomly. So I know they were sort of doing it in time, so maybe it was the acoustics. I don't know. It just didn't sound good. And they also had Vegas girls doing nothing.
Yeah, just standing there kind of wiggling their hips a little bit.
I don't know. Give them something they can dance to, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what Vegas girls do, but surely they don't just stand there, do a little bop. That's it. What's the point? But there we go. It's not like even relevant to Mercedes in any way. I don't know. And Willow's entrance was also a bit weird. It was kind of normal, apart from Stokely and Statlander were holding this giant friendship bracelet.
Yeah.
That had words on it that you couldn't tell what they were because Willow was in the way.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're like, oh, we might get a good look at it, they'd already put it down.
Yeah, couldn't make out what it said.
Oh no.
Something camp, maybe? I can't remember.
I thought maybe it would said champ, but
maybe.
I don't know. It's a bit weird. But yeah. So it was alright. There were a few moments where where Mercedes it's the sort of moves where the small person sort of wiggles around the bigger person and suddenly has an offensive move on them that I'm never quite sure who actually did the work to do it. But
don't forget all the running away.
Lots of running. But she runs like a this is gonna sound bad, she runs like a girl. She runs like a stereotypical movie girl. You know it's true.
Yeah.
So she's like
I'm just kind of thinking how many people have just cancelled this right now.
She doesn't run like she's in a wrestling match. I'm sorry.
No.
She's it's not good. But she's like, I wouldn't say I spotted anything like ring rust, but I don't think there was opportunity for ring rust to show.
No, because Willow was carrying it.
Yes, and Willow's great.
Willow shined in this for me.
She really did. So it gets a bit messy when we've got something happens on the outside, and Chris Statlander is
Mone shoves Chris Statlander. Oh, okay.
So Statlander's checking on Mercedes Mone.
Yeah.
And it's at that point that Mercedes shoves Statlander, and then they start like arguing. So Statlander and Stokely get up on the apron, but that makes a distraction.
Yep.
That means the ref misses Willow pinning Mercedes Mone.
Yeah, she hits the doctor bomb and then gets the pin, and then she's just like...
Yeah. So missed pin is kind of a standard thing that happens. It happens quite a lot.
I think she kicks out. Obviously, she's been down for like probably 10 seconds. That's why ref sees it. It's 1, 2, kick out.
Yeah. At that point, I did say, wouldn't it be funny if she just counted her anyway? If it was like she was down for a missed pin and then also got a 3 count and was still out, that'd be great. That'd be like the most definitive loss ever.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so that happens. And then a bit later on, we do get to the finish, which is Mercedes hitting the Moneymaker, which is her new finishing move, I suppose.
I'm assuming she used it in Japan, but I don't know.
Probably. We were trying to figure out what her finishing move would be called now because she can't use bank statement. But Money Clip's taken, so Moneymaker's good. But yeah, Mercedes pins Willow to win and is now the new TBS champion.
In terms of predictions, we got that one correct. Next.
Yeah, sad. Well, after the match, Stokely is yelling at Willow for losing. Like, what was that? And all this stuff. Statlander...
He's the one that prevented her from winning.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Chris Statlander then really forcibly pushes Stokely down. I don't like a hard shove.
Yeah.
And sort of takes Willow and starts heading up the ramp. But then, not way up the ramp, she attacks Willow.
Yeah. Just crowns her with a clothesline.
Just crowns her. Like, come on, guys, she's a nice person. And Stokely's just smiling, still like down on the floor in the ring, just like grinning ear to ear.
It's quite funny is that when Mercedes got the pin, I was like, right, this is going to further a story now between the split now. Chris Statlander and Willow are going to start a bit of a split.
They just went, whoop.
And it didn't even start it. They just kind of ripped that band-aid straight off. And they were like, let's do it now.
She like rips the friendship bracelet off. Not the
She
giant
doesn't.
one.
She doesn't just rip it. She puts it in the trash, puts gasoline on it, and sets the damn thing on fire.
Not literally.
No, not literally. Metaphorically speaking.
Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen now, but
Well, Willow and Stat are gonna feud.
I just want to give Willow a hug.
She'll bounce back.
She will. She's strong. Yeah, she definitely carried the match,
Yep.
and we've still got the thing where why was Mercedes Mone given a championship shot as her in-ring debut?
Yep.
So we've talked about all that before.
Yeah.
So it's time
for the second main event.
This is exhausting. This is for the AEW World Championship. Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage. Very eventful match.
Swerve versus Daddy.
So Swerve's entrance.
Yep.
Just gloss over that. I did not hear this reference, but you did show me the reference it's from.
Yeah.
So Prince Nana is like he's got 3 bottles, like glass beer bottles, I suppose, on his fingers, and he's clanking them together and just sort of sing-songing, Swerve, come out and play. And then Swerve comes out and plays. But the gear and that reference is from the film The Warriors.
1979 post-apocalyptic movie.
Never seen it, but now I want to.
I'll have to see if I can find a copy of it to purchase on Amazon or something.
Yes.
Oh, sponsor us, Amazon, please.
We've got so many sponsors there.
I believe it's available in like the Blu-ray now. I think they upscaled the Blu-ray and stuff.
It'll
so
be
I'll find
somewhere.
it. Yeah, I'll find it.
So yes, I mean, obviously, Christian is accompanied by
The patriarchy.
Killswitch, Nick Wayne, and Mother Wayne.
Yeah. Which during this match, I realised Martha Wayne is the name of Bruce Wayne's mother.
Yes, very interesting. Does that make Nick Wayne Batman?
It is Martha Wayne, isn't it?
I don't know, because all I remember is Mother Wayne.
Because I might be thinking Martha Hart.
Oh.
Carry on.
Okay. So there's obviously a huge amount of interference in this match, but the stuff with just Swerve and Christian is great also.
Yeah.
But it's always those extra bits that stick out. So you got Nick Wayne doing an eye rake when the ref's back's turned. There was a very funny moment where Swerve pulls Christian's turtleneck over his head and just attacks him. And the comparison is made to Kenny from South Park.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, you can just see his face through the top of the neck. Terrible. So then at another point, Mother Wayne grabs the championship belt and Prince Nana like takes it off her, rips it out of her hands. Nick Wayne then gets the ref's attention and he sees that Prince Nana has the belt, thinks that he's going to use it, I suppose, and ejects Prince Nana from the arena. Or from ringside at least.
From ringside, yeah.
But I'm just there like, you didn't do anything. You can hold the belt, that's no problem. That's Swerve's, no, it's not Swerve's belt. But he's holding the belt, you're not doing anything with it.
Shayna Wayne. Not Martha. Martha Hart is the...
Martha Wayne would have been good, though.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's sort of... there's a lot of someone on Christian's team, someone from the patriarchy, getting the ref's attention to allow something to happen.
Yes.
So Christian gets the ref's attention to allow Killswitch and Nick Wayne to both attack Swerve. Mother Wayne gets the attention... and for Killswitch to attack again, but he accidentally hits Christian.
Whoops.
And then Nick Wayne tries to interfere again, but the ref sees him, so everybody gets ejected.
Yeah, which this should be right. Yeah, it should be right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that's the first time the ref got anything. Something was happening.
I mean, is that the first time the refs refereed a Christian Cage match?
I know it's gonna happen. Just don't let them come down in the first place.
Yeah.
But all of that happens. But even after getting ejected, Nick Wayne still interferes.
Yeah.
He runs back down. Manages to do something. But then Prince Nana runs down with a metal pipe and chases him out of the arena.
That's hilarious.
It's so good. At least Swerve is being protected in some way. And then we get to the finish, unless you got anything else.
No.
So much happened in this match.
No, that's fine.
Swerve hits 2 house calls on Christian and pins him to win.
Well, he hits a house call, a stomp, a Swerve stomp, and then a house call.
I knew there were 2 house calls. I missed the bit in the middle. Pins Christian to win and retain.
I thought it was a great showing for Christian. Like, he doesn't need all the gumph.
No.
He doesn't need all the outside interference. It kind of leads into the character, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
But he literally is one of the best in the world to do this. And a lot of people sit on Christian, and they sleep on Christian, rather. And I think he deserves more adoration in that sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we both predicted Swerve to retain, and we both got that one correct.
Yay. And then we're going to go to...
the third main event?
No, we're having a break from main events.
No, this is the main event.
Oh, this is the main event. It's time for...
It's Leanne's main event.
Leanne signs of the pay-per-view. Leanne signs of the pay-per-view.
Clap. Oh, yeah. Whoops.
All right.
I played in the wrong place.
You played in the wrong company.
Sounds so wrong.
In third place, we have bring back moving graphics. Because for a while, on like match cards, they would have the wrestlers, but it would be a video rather than still images. But they've stopped doing it, and I don't know why. Yeah. I also didn't notice they'd stopped until this time. So
I noticed they did, but I don't remember when they did.
No. Yeah, they were cool though. I liked it. In second place, when Time Splitters 3. This one makes the list because I can help you. There were 3 Time Splitters games. Time Splitters. Yeah. Time Splitters 2. Yeah. Time Splitters Future Perfect.
Was that listed as the third game though?
It wasn't called Time Splitters 3. But so I'm just gonna say the answer is Time Splitters 3 2005. But in 2008, there was a trailer for Time Splitters 4.
Ah!
This game did not come into existence because the publisher Free Radicals filed for bankruptcy later that year. So the real question you should be asking is, when Time Splitters 4?
Yeah, fair enough. I was going to go along the Fallout route, like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, then Fallout 4.
And you could have said that if that other game, the non-existent one, wasn't called 4.
That's fair enough. Yeah, you did your research. Well done.
Very quickly. Thank you. So maybe it'll happen if another publisher picks it up.
What?
I used to play Time Splitters a lot with my brother, so I like that game.
Cool.
I would be up for it if there was another one, so maybe a publisher will pick it up.
Maybe.
Who knows? But it's been a long time because that was 2008, that trailer. And in first place, Christian likes fish sticks. Fish sticks. Which is another South Park reference.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to go through.
Yeah, if anyone wants to know more, just Google Kanye West South Park fish sticks.
Fish sticks.
Sticks. That's what I said, fish sticks.
So congratulations, person who wrote the fish sticks sign. It's hard to say. If you are that person or you know that person and can prove that you have that sign, let me know in the comments or on socials and I'll send you something.
It may or may not be fish sticks.
It won't be fish sticks. And that was Leanne signs of the pay-per-view. Leanne signs out of the pay-per-view. It's the best segment. Guess what?
It's time for the main event.
Third main event.
Damn it.
We've already had 2.
Fact. Yeah.
So this is the Anarchy in the Arena match. The Young Bucks, Kazuchika Okada, and Jack Perry versus Darby Allin, FTR, and Bryan Danielson. Or I guess the Elite versus Team AEW.
Yeah.
Well,
I think the word anarchy is very fitting here.
This was...
Dear God.
Chaos. Oh my goodness.
No, Chaos is a New Japan Pro Wrestling faction. Okada is part of Chaos. This is not Chaos, this is the Elite.
So, Anarchy in the Arena matches, the Elite, are always hard to follow.
Oh, yeah.
There was maybe about 3 minutes where they had a 4-way split screen.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. I would liken it to maybe 30 seconds.
And then they didn't do it anymore. And I don't understand. I mean, either way it's hard to follow.
They all kind of got back together at the ringside area. So.
And I think they did have like specific things happening that they wanted you to be focusing on. So that makes sense.
And obviously having each ref with each of the pairings, they would be like, right, they're on Jack Perry and Darby now. Okay, they're on you guys now. Okay, yeah. And then they would have, right, they're off you. And then they would have done... And I feel that communication would have...
But I'm glad they did the split screen for a bit because it made it feel like things were happening everywhere. I don't know how these guys do it. The cameramen, the refs, and the wrestlers. It's insane because they have to keep it up. Don't forget the producers, time. Even if they know the camera's not on them, apart from if they're like in the warehouse bit.
Yeah.
If they're in front of any fans, they've got to keep going.
Like when Dax and whoever it was, I can't remember who it was on the concourse. It was Dax. Yeah, it was definitely Dax. He had the 2 shots, didn't he?
Yes.
I think it was one of the Bucks.
Yeah, they've got to keep on going, even if they know they're not going to be on TV for that bit. They've got to go. It was really funny the way they used the music. I really liked it. So FTR and Bryan Danielson attack before Jack Perry can even make his entrance. So Jack Perry's music is playing and keeps playing for a while. And then someone's like, stop that music. I think it was
No. That's when Darby makes his entrance.
Darby makes his entrance.
And Jack Perry's music is cut off because Darby Allin's making his entrance.
That's right. My bad.
And then Matthew Jackson is like, stop this crappy music. Get this bleep off this. Play the best song right now in professional wrestling. Our new theme.
Yes. So then the Young Bucks music plays.
The new one.
New one. Yeah. Then Bryan Daniels says, cut off this music and play the best entrance music there has ever been, or something like that. And then the final countdown plays.
Literally, as he said that, I went, doo-doo-doo-doo, doo. And then it happened to be that. I was taking a pot shot guess, and I was right.
And they played most of that song, so you could hear the crowd singing to the chorus. It's lovely.
They did at least one verse in the chorus, at least.
They played definitely 2 verses because they had Going to Venus.
Or,
I know the word. Who doesn't? And then you had, I don't know which Jackson it was. I apologize.
I think it was Matthew.
Matthew Jackson.
I think. Don't quote me on that.
Saying, stop this music. This has cost me like £10,000.
This cost me $200,000 already, and we're on a budget.
And then they cut the music
because this song is notoriously expensive to license. Yeah.
And the commentator's just like, that's shoot. He's being shoot.
Yeah. I mean, between that and Slayer's South of Heaven,
they spent a lot of money. But then the crowd's all like chanting, "We want music" after the music stops. So I don't know. It was a whole extra element that you don't usually get. Darby Allin's got a mask on. Speculation is he's probably broken his nose after getting hit by a bus, which happened.
Actually happened.
And he's got this like protective face mask, but he's adorned it with thumbtacks. Which is great. He's still got his face painted underneath it, as expected.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so much happened. I think like the first maybe half of the match was just what is happening right now.
Carnage,
carnage everywhere, crazy stuff. And then it sort of became a bit more of a
story. I liken it as like a funnel.
Yeah.
Like when you start putting stuff in a funnel, it's like loads, and then it kind of streamlines down that actual funnel. I feel this is how that match went.
Yeah. So at one point we go to in like warehouse car park.
It's like a loading area.
And there's a minibus type thing, minivan, I don't know, with scapegoat written on it, and is just driving through this pile of rubbish that we did see earlier on. And the speculation is that Darby Allin was in the pile of rubbish, and you just see Jack Perry just slumped over the steering wheel. There was like liquid in some barrels and stuff, so he looks all wet as well.
Yeah.
And then they just go away from that because Darby Allin probably just got run over again by a bus again.
I think one of the commentators says, was that the same bus that got him in New York?
He's like, no, that was a New York bus, you idiot. What else happened? So after this, Jack Perry, just doused in liquid, is going through Gorilla. He grabs Tony Khan.
Yeah, he's kind of walking through and he stops and he's like, turns around and he just manhandles Tony Khan.
Tony Khan's still got a headset on, and we can see him like tugging the cable.
Yeah, because the cable's still plugged in the set.
And just as the camera switches, you hear a massive crash.
So Tony he just gives this yank, thinking, oh, it'll break the cable off because that'll be cheaper. Nope. Pull the entire thing down by the sounds of it.
It's speculation, but it definitely sounds like that whole computer is just gone now. Darby Allin has a flamethrower again, but this time uses it on Jack Perry, whose legs are on fire now.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Young Bucks with fire extinguishers, just obviously dousing everything with foam.
Putting out Darby Allin's weapon as well. Oh my god. It's like the crowd earlier on were chanting, "We want fire." And then it's like, all right, cool, you got it.
They knew.
Dear God.
And they're like, well, that's clearly what Jack Perry was covered in liquid.
Yes.
It was
some sort of fire
stuff.
Repellent.
Yeah, so that just his legs would go on fire. But I mean, even if it's just your legs and you've got protective stuff, it's not going to be a pleasant experience.
I think it'd be fine. I mean, Kane did it before. Kane put his own entire arm on fire in an Inferno match, and it took him like 30 seconds to get to the back, and he was totally fine. So it depends on what they're using. It would have been all secure, it would have been all safe. I guarantee you no one got hurt.
At the very least, it's going to be hot.
I'm going to look at it. Obviously, I haven't looked at it. We literally finished watching it and then came straight to record because it was maybe 4.5 hours long.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Well, he got back into the match later on, so yeah.
So the other mental thing is the Young Bucks winching Darby Allin up. So he's in the middle of the ring, legs tied together with a winch cable, and he's just lifted up, and then the Young Bucks super kick him with
their new Reeboks
that are covered in thumbtacks.
Yeah.
We love thumbtacks.
Yeah. So the Young Bucks have got a new shoe coming out with Reebok and a sponsorship and that. The one thing that shocked me was the chair shot with the pyro on the chair.
Exploding chair.
It's like, what the hell?
Matthew Jackson hit, I think it was Cash Wheeler.
I don't remember.
It was either Cash or Dax.
I can't remember what it
was. The chair just exploded, and from my eyes, I couldn't see anything different about the chair when he was going for it. But it just like.
And it reminded me of that shoe that they loaded up with the pyro, and they hit it, and the shoe was like, that's great.
Mental. So that's all the crazy thing. There were other things. There was so much.
Yeah.
But we don't want to be here all day. Breathe. Anything you want to...
What the hell did I just watch, lol?
Yep. That. I didn't even get what the final move was. I know it was Jack Perry and Bryan Danielson, but I don't actually know how they got to that
I want to say Okada hit a Rainmaker.
That sounds believable.
The Bucks hit an EVP trigger, and then Perry just covered him.
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
I think there was just so much to take in. I'm just like, is someone going to get Darby Allin down from there?
The crowd started chanting, please help Darby. And he's just there, like, for most of it, he had one arm like up to his face. But at another point, both arms were dangling, and I'm like,
all that blood's just rushing to his head, yeah.
But I mean,
and if he's got a broken nose still,
he definitely asked to have that happen.
He would have been strapped up, yeah. It took him a while to strap him in, so yeah, he's definitely strapped up properly.
He's fine, and if anyone can take it, it's Darby Allin. But Jack Perry pins Bryan Danielson to win. That's a win for the Elite.
That's a win for the Elite. That's a win for me, because I predicted the Elite. She didn't.
I did not.
It's too soon to end the storyline.
Yeah.
And I never would have bet on Team AEW for this. The Elite was always winning this, because it's a way to keep the storyline going.
Yeah.
If you cut it off now, it's like the invasion angle in WWF back in the day. You're just cutting it, you're killing it straight off, and it just wrecks it. It's pointless.
The one thing I know that you mentioned while we were watching is I'm surprised they didn't use Tony Khan more.
Yes.
Because they literally dragged him out, and then Jack Perry
to set him on fire. Yeah, you just see Tony rolling on the frame, and that's it. Yeah, I'm assuming he rolled a couple of rolls down the ramp off the side and then back up to the back.
But maybe Perry was like, "I've already destroyed his computer. Maybe that's enough." That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. And what a crazy match! But what a fun time!
Dear God, that was nuts.
Ooh.
That was great, though.
Really great.
There was a lot more to it, but I guess, like Leon said, we do play by play. We'll be here for all day. Might as well watch the event, right?
How are they ever gonna? I think this after every Anarchy in the Arena match. How are they going to top it? I'll
tell you how they're going to top it. They're going to do Blood and Guts at some point. And then at All In, there'll be another Stadium Stampede, which will probably be the Elite again. That's how they're going to top it. Yeah. Okay, so going on to the final thoughts then. As a whole, what do you think?
Oh, such a good show.
So good.
There were so many matches like that could be the main event. I'm actually like almost don't care that they had 3 main events because they could have done more.
Yeah. Like... And we're going to do this now. So what was your least enjoyed match of the night?
It's going to be the Willow and Mercedes match.
Yeah. But for me, it wasn't even so much the match as a whole. It was just the outcome.
Yeah.
I feel that was the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
And you kind of really ripping the wind out of Willow's sail, and I really didn't like that. So,
so good.
If I had to pick one, it would have to be that. But with the asterisk of, because of the way the match ended and the way that the match was booked to end, I really didn't like the fact that she won the title.
Although I am interested to see the storyline stuff going forwards with Statlander and Stokely.
But like in terms of this, I would have preferred to seen her retain and then Statlander attack and going, I want my damn belt back, bitch. I think that would have made for a more compelling storyline.
Yeah.
You know? But if I had to pick a bad match, I cannot do it.
No.
None of these matches were bad.
No, they weren't.
3 women's matches is usually, and it's going to sound really bad, and it's not meant intentionally, because there usually is one of the women's matches that falls flat.
Yeah, we try and be really...
And last time, it was one of my favourite female competitors, Julia Hart, that got that thing from us, and it was like, well, I don't want to. And for this, there was 3 women's matches, and they were all fantastic matches.
Yeah,
and I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yes.
Favourite match of the night.
This was actually really difficult.
This was difficult.
I would need like different categories of favourite match, I think. I think the one that at the end I will be remembering is the Anarchy in the Arena match.
Yeah.
It might be because it was the last one and it's easier to remember.
What about Gangrel?
It might be because there's so much happening. It's like
keeps you focused,
overloading your senses. Yeah. And it's I do like a gimmick. I do like gimmicks.
And I guess it's like if you just got 2 guys in the middle of the ring and there's a bit of a slow period, you're like, okay, I'm getting drawn out of this.
Yeah. And there are other matches where like the wrestling was better because it was more wrestling focused. The outcomes, there was more like drama and stuff.
Yeah.
But having to pick one, I'm going with Anarchy in the Arena because that's like the spectacle.
Let's say that's your favourite gimmick match.
Oh no, don't ask me more questions.
What would be your favourite non-gimmick match? Match with no weapons, nothing like sort of gimmicks and stuff, just pure wrestling abilities.
It's probably Ospreay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think I would agree with that. But then
Ospreay and Strong.
Ospreay and Strong for me overall.
Yeah.
Just because I thought that match was absolute dynamite. It was just pure athleticism. It was fantastic storytelling all around. It was great.
Yeah.
If we were doing the gimmicks and wrestling, obviously the wrestling would be Will Ospreay and Roddy Strong.
Yeah.
I think I would probably edge out Copeland and Malakai Black.
Fair.
And there might be slight bias towards the House of Black, but
that is okay.
But Gangrel turning up, House of Black pulling the potential Swerve and joining Adam Copeland in the Brood, and I'm like, oh my god, I literally had a heart attack when that. I was like, what the hell?
Like they wouldn't. They did. No,
and I liked the whole thing, and obviously everything that was going on with it. I felt there was a lot more, and obviously the exploding the chair, the stringing Darby Allin up. I kind of expect Darby to do crazy stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't expect Adam Copeland to jump off the top of a bloody cell to elbow drop Malakai Black through a table wrapped in barbed wire. You know, so
makes sense.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 would watch again.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So what's next? What we got coming up next?
I should know this because we've literally very recently done King and Queen of the Ring where I had to talk about this, but I can't remember.
Next pay-per-view we're covering is going to be AEW's Forbidden Door.
Thank you.
We're not covering Clash of the Castle, as we've mentioned before, because we're not going to be here. We haven't got the ability to do so. We're going to be in the middle of the field with some 80,000 people. We're not going to be able to do it. So next one will be at the end of June, and that's going to be our Forbidden Door. Well, technically the end of June / beginning of July.
Yes.
So that'll be our next one.
Yep. And in betwing, we've got other things happening.
Yeah, we'll have board games, possibly some video game stuff, maybe some unboxings if stuff arrives. Who knows? Anything else?
That's it.
Take it away, Liam.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you so much. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Follow us on socials. Our link tree's in the description below, which will take you to Facebook, Instagram, and X. You can talk to us on our socials or in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on the show. What do you think is going to happen next with Statlander and Willow? How's that going to go? Other things. Let us know what you think. Anything else? I think that's it. Great. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.
The house always wins.
Guns up. Bye!
Bullet Club.